Okay, we're going to work with form today, and we're going to create a still life using shapes. So follow along with me as I create. The first form that we're going to create on our paper, we're going to have a background here, like a table that our still life objects are going to sit on. And then what we're going to do at the top here is we're going to have our cone that's going to be right here at the top. So you're just going to take your pencil and go ahead and draw this form like so. And then right under here where this is going to be sitting, you're going to draw a diagonal line, come out right here, and there's going to be a box that sits right here that the cone is sitting on. And then you're going to draw I'm going to draw a line to fix this right in here. Let me bring this closer so you can see. I don't know why the line keeps being shifted. There we go. So that's the back of the table. Here's our cone right here. So this is the form that you should have so far. You should have your arc line here, your cone sitting here, and then this is going to be here at the top. Where this is sitting. And then right down in here, what you're going to do is have, yeah, I'll draw it this way so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, there's going to be the darkest area right here on the cone, and it's going to come down right over here. And then it's going to be its darkest area right in here below the cone, and it's going to, so you can just use your smudging tool, which is your finger or whatever else you have. And then you're going to just add your lightest areas in, just like so. So now the cone looks like it's more 3D sitting here. And the backdrop is even going to be, we're going to have a darker area in the backdrop. So you can go ahead and shade the backdrop in by slanting your pencil, making sure your pencil is slanted. And then you can shade in your background. So now it should be a smooth background. It shouldn't have visible lines on it when you're shading it in. So I'm going to come back behind here and then use a paper to smooth this around. Or I can just use my finger to create that soft, non-line look. We really don't want a lot of hard lines or definitive lines. It's just supposed to be a smooth transition in your background, like the light is creating shadows on the back of the space here. And I'm going to take away some of this darker area here at the top, because this cube is supposed to just be sitting here with not really a lot of value to it. And then the back of the cube is here. Okay, so now you can see how the light is hitting the space and things are just sitting there in mid-air. And there's a line that is a diagonal line that comes back like this here and then connects, because there's going to be a large sphere that sits here. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and have your shading in right in here where the light comes right across here. And as you can see, I'm smoothing it across so there's not that definitive line. And the light is going to come right across top, right across here. And then there's a shadow that sits right down over here, right coming in the back area of where the box is and where the sphere just sits. So there's a shadow. So you can go ahead and shade that in, really dark right in there. And then it's really dark right over here too on this part of the box. And there's a shadow back here. There you go. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the drawing. So this is created just based off of shading and space and form. So just we're working here with form and how form is just creating these spaces here. So this is what you're going to try to really create. Work with shading and creating your space right over here. And then you're going to continue to draw your forms and your shapes so that everything just works to create this cylindrical look, and that your forms are defined not by line, but they're defined by the value that is right here on the page, the value of your lights and your darks. So there's also another shape that's right here in the front. So you want to make sure we get all the forms on the page. Make sure this is straight. Actually, this is supposed to come all the way up here. Like so. And then there's a cylinder here. Like some form of a hexagonal shape. Okay. So, now that you have those forms there, you're beginning to get the feel of what is supposed to be on the paper. So remember, we're not defining our shapes by line. Our shapes are being defined by value, how much light and dark and how they merge together. So it's the value that creates the varying forms on the page. And they should be more 3D than 2D. Okay? So making sure that you add the value, add the shaping in with dark and light. That's what you're really going for. Not perfect line, but dark to light. That's your main purpose here. So like I'm erasing this line right here because what I can do is slant my pencil and then make sure I bring in the value, meaning the light or the dark, by the space behind it. So I'm defining it, almost using negative and positive space. So that's how the line is created here, with shading in. And then I can smooth it out with my finger. There we go. And then this needs to be faded a little bit more over here. Okay, now that we have this sphere created, this line right in here, we're going to fix our sphere. Just like so. See how I'm slanting my pencil? The pencil is slanted to create this different value on the paper. So now this is more of a like a pentagon of a shape. So there's different sides to this. One, two, three, four, and I guess five. So this has to have a smooth variation of the different sides. And you can see back on the back side of it where the shadowing sits, where the shadowing comes around out here. And then right over here at the darker areas at the bottom, what is created with the shadows here. And this is the lightest side right over here. So I'm just going to smooth that in like that. And then fix my different sides. So the top here is lighter than the bottom. So make sure that this is the lighter area. Right here at the top. And then over here is another triangle. So you're going to get your diagonal line in there. And then the triangle is going to come down straight. And then there's going to be a back side to the triangle here. So my line is going to extend backwards. Like so. So the darkest side will be back here. And now this side is gray, but it's not as harsh of a gray as the rest of the paper. Okay? And then now our table is also going to have a gray area in it. This is slanted here. Like so. I'm going to fix the part of the triangle here that has been extended too far. Okay, and there's a shadow back here. And then the table that this is on also has a tint to it. So because I have graphite on my finger, I'm just going to go ahead and bring in some shading onto the table, because the table is shaded also. This area here is the whitest area on your paper. This area back here. So I'm going to darken this, the word form. So here's the beginnings of what I'm asking you to work on. And I've given you like an explanation here in this video of how to do this. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and rewind the video, fast forward the video to see what took place here, of how this was created. This is not even the finished portion here, what I've created. So please feel free to make sure you go back and explore further of how to get your lights and your darks in and get your shapings correct, so that you can have what you're supposed to be creating for this assignment here. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Here it is again, with all the erasers off of it.